Hi, it's Mrs. R. Today I thought we would do some art, something simple, but with maybe a little imagination. To be fair, most art benefits means does better by, with some kind of imagination. But I think art is the one thing that we all can do. Everybody, whether you think you are or not, you're a kind of artist because we all have imagination, so we all do something with it. So today what I would like to do is something, there's two ways to do it. If you have a brother, a sister, a neighbor, or a cousin that you are actually still in contact with during this, bring them over. Let's do it together. If not, though, you can totally do this by yourself. And so what we're going to need is a piece of paper. I've got one right here. And look, it's not even like a regular school-size piece of paper. It's a little piece of paper, but it's what I have. Not all of us have the school things at home. I mean, we don't live in a school. We live in our home. But see if you can find a piece of paper somewhere. The important part is once you have your paper, you want to fold it into 3 parts, right? And then open it back up so you can see those folds. And here's what you're going to do. If you're doing it with a partner or by yourself, you need to make connecting lines. So over this fold here and over that fold here, I'm going to make some right now. The reason is we have to make sure that our sections connect to each other, and we're going to do our sections separately. You've probably seen this done. You maybe actually have done it, but fold it up. Now, if you notice when I folded it, this would be the top, right? So I'm going to fold it, and we're going to start there. If you have a buddy or a friend, go ahead and give them this paper. Tell them they need to start in the top part. But what we're going to do is build our own creature. Something amazing and fantastical. Fantastical? Crazy. How about the word crazy? We're going to make a crazy creature today. Now, if you have a friend, you really can just start off right now. Let them do something, you do something, another friend does something if you have 3. If you have 2, you can take turns and you can do it on other people's pieces of paper. But what if you're by yourself? I'm actually by myself right now, so I don't have somebody to do the other section. So I need to figure out a way to make these sections up all on my own. So here's what I've done. I have a coin to flip. Doesn't matter what kind of coin you have. Every coin is going to have what we call a head side. We call it that because there's a literal head on it. You can see him there, right? It's a head. This one's a quarter, but it will work with a penny. That would be Lincoln's head, but the other side we call tails. Even though there's pretty much never a tail on it, sometimes it's a building. This one has something from a state. But the point is we call it heads and tails. Now, first, you're going to make up an idea sheet for heads and tails. What I have done is I decided on heads, it will be a farm animal. If I flip tails, it's going to be a person's job, like a policeman, a nurse, a teacher, something like that, a human job. After this, for the middle section, I chose zoo animal because farm animals and zoo animals are different. Some things that you have on a farm can also be in a zoo, but like I don't really know a lot of farmers that have peacocks. Most of the peacocks I see are in zoos. To be fair, I did know one farmer who had them. He also had a donkey, and never mind, the donkey is a whole nother story. It's really cool, though. They used to let me have cart rides with them. But a zoo animal would be like a zebra, whereas I have a lot of farms near me. None of them have zebras. Horses, cows, chickens, pigs sometimes even, but no zebras. So we'll make that a whole nother category, zoo animals. And my other idea from that is a robot. Something robotic. And then I wrote the word myth animal. Think about a made-up animal like that occurs in what we call mythologies. Those are stories from a long time ago, like griffins and dragons. But they could also be creatures from Harry Potter, like griffins and dragons. But they could be mermaids. They might be Pokemon. Yeah, there's a whole lot right there, right? So some kind of made up animal or an alien, which is whatever I think an alien is. You could think an alien's something different. Maybe I believe in 4-legged aliens and you only believe in 8-legged aliens. It's okay. It's an alien. It can be whatever we want. That means to decide what we're going to draw on the top, we would flip our coin and then look at it when it falls. It came up tails. That means the first part is I'm going to draw a person's job. So I start with that piece of paper on the top level, and I actually have colored pencils. Not everybody's going to have these, but I'm pretty lucky. And I might draw, this is my police hat. I'm going to put a badge on it because my police officer has a badge. And he's going to have a head. And I'm going to come in and fill out eyeballs and all that stuff. But the important part is he's going to have head and apparently really long head, neck, and shoulders. But he has to join in for those lines we drew earlier. Can you see this? Because if he doesn't meet up with those lines, he won't meet up with the next section later. So next, well, it's the middle part. Now, if you're working with a partner, you can just hand it off to the other person. They're going to draw this part. They can even flip a coin if you still want to do the coin thing, or they can make up their own category. Doesn't matter. But they're going to start and go from these lines, our neck, shoulder lines, down to the lines that would be like at our waist, at the top of our legs. And for that category, I have zoo, animal, or robot. Let's flip my coin. Tails, robot. So I'm going to choose green. My robot's going to be made of green. So here is his shoulders. And my robot is going to have big arms that have claws. My robot makes that noise, okay? Big claws. On this arm, he's going to have a laser hand. Kind of like Iron Man. Only the laser's going to be even like more powerful. I'm going to... That yellow circle there is for my laser hand. But, see these lines down here? I have to make his body meet. I drew down to there. I drew down to there. Now his body meets there. Now, this is a video, so I'm trying not to make it take the world's longest time. Like, for you to just sit and watch me draw is probably not as cool as it is for you to have me watch me draw. The point is, I think I would draw, like, maybe some electrical parts and some, like, wires, because it's a robot and things. But I can fill this in when I'm not doing a video with as much time as I want. But because I want to show you, I'm not drawing as much as I normally would. You guys have way more imagination. You can come up with all kinds of ideas. And if you're taking turns with a friend, while that other person's drawing for a super long time, you can start another one of these. And so you can trade off, or you can do something else. But now we have to come down to legs. So I need this whole other section down here opened up, right? But we're going to fold it over because we don't want to see the other parts. And for this, it is between mythical animal or alien. So I take my handy dandy coin. See, its head's right there. I'm going to flip it. Ooh, it landed heads. Mythological animal. I need the bottom part of a made-up, not real animal. And I'm going to choose a mermaid. And so I'm going to choose this very pretty blue here. And I'm going to come down and have a fish tail. I'm going to draw little humpy bits. These are scales. So it looks like kind of fishy. In fact, this mermaid is going to have spikes that come off the end of its tail and a spike that comes off back here, almost like a swordfish nose coming off the back of its tail. There it is. And then, if you have a partner, you guys now get to open these up. If you have two partners, you guys didn't see anything together. But either way, you open them up, and I have a crazy police officer robot, not Robert. Is his name Robert? I think his name's Robert now. Robot mermaid. It's really super weird, isn't it? Or is it cool? Now, You can do a few of these. You don't have to do one. You can do a bunch of them. But here's an even more fun part. I am going to think about the powers of my creature. Your creature may not have powers, but my creature definitely has powers. If you like Pokemon, they come in types, right? Rock type, grass type, fire type. Maybe you like Avatar, water bending and air bending. There are all kinds of different ways to think about superpowers because you could think of superheroes. Iron Man has his lasers and I have robot lasers, so that works. But I could also come up with super completely different powers. Like, oh, look, let's go back to the head part. Even though it's a policeman hat, woo, this means he has psychic powers and he can use his mind to move things. That means I think I have a whole nother drawing now. Now that I have put this together in a kind of weird way, I'm going to draw a whole new picture of him on a whole new piece of paper. And I'm going to add in the stuff around him. Let's see, he has psychic powers. And I have to decide if he's good or evil. Come on, guys. Good, evil, give me a vote. I can't actually hear you because I'm already recording this. So I guess this is going to be a good guy. He's going to be a hero. So that means I need bad guys for him to fight. So I'm going to draw a picture of the stuff around him. That's your art project. This is like our research of our art project. In other words, this is like the scientific part. And then we come up with the artsy part where we draw a whole new picture. You guys are waiting for me to put it up now, but I don't actually have that. So I'm going to need you to do it. Somebody out there, first off, do me a favor and draw me a police officer robot mermaid, because I already have mine, but I bet yours is super cool. So please draw me one of those and draw me really cool stuff for him to battle with his psychic powers. Somebody else draw me something completely different. Let's see. Using that list, you could have a cow-headed robot alien-footed thing. Maybe with maybe his alien feet are like Squidward, where he has like a whole bunch of little feet. Yeah, that'd be cool. And his superpower could be running. I don't know. Do you know? I want you to tell me. But this is your assignment for today. So first, brainstorm a list of items. Find a coin. Flip it. Or get a friend. Make your own. Or partner with a friend. Remember, you need to fold it 3 times. And you need necklines. This needs to be neck or shoulders. And this needs to be around your waist area. That's the middle of your body. And then the legs would be underneath, or in this case, a tail. And then make me a creature. And then draw me a particularly amazing picture of what that creature is and its powers. It's okay if you don't want yours to have powers. Maybe his powers are actually the robot powers. Those aren't superpowers like psychic powers. Those could be electricity shooting. Whatever it is, I would love to see your picture of it. So that's our art assignment for today. Use this, come up with your whole new creature of your own making that nobody has ever seen before, and then tell me about it. If you're a little older, you can write a story on it, and that would be mega cool. In my story, Robert, we named him Robert, right? Robert goes on an adventure. He didn't mean to go on an adventure. He left his house in order to get a hamburger one day. And yet, as he was sailing through the sea, looking for any place in the ocean that had hamburgers, he came across a ship. The ship was full of what ships are full of, Navy people, right? Like in the military. And they saw him, and they saw his police badge on his hat, and they said, "What are you doing in the ocean, sir?" And policeman said, "Oh, I am the robot mermaid police, and I make sure that everybody in the ocean is keeping with the law." And the Navy men say, "Oh, back there, we saw a really scary cow robot alien Squidward who was stealing cookies. Really, says Robert. Stealing cookies will not be okay. He goes out. He finds cow robot alien. I've forgotten who he is at this point. He goes and finds him. And he says, no, I will not stop stealing the cookies. Yes, you will. No, I won't. Yes, you will. Does it work? Somebody tell me the rest. I would love to hear your story.